Hi, welcome back. We've been talking about finding comfort outside of your comfort zone all week. And today, we're going to talk about something that has been an epidemic around the world. Something that many of you out there are guilty of. I myself, guilty of it frequently. But before we get to it, I have something to tell you. Yeah, you right there. Listen carefully because I mean this. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. You are the single most important person that has ever lived. Ever. Because you're the only you who has ever lived. And you're the only you who will ever live. No one in the history of the world has thought your thoughts. Nobody in the history of the world can do exactly what you do the way that you do it. You know, a lot of young actors are taught when they're coming out of drama school that they'll find themselves in auditions and they'll look to the left and they'll look to the right and they'll see 20 other versions of themselves. Versions of themselves who look better than they do and can play them better than they can play themselves. Well, guess what? That's some of the worst advice I have ever received in my life because it's absolutely untrue. Daniel Day-Lewis cannot do what you can do. Meryl Streep cannot do what you can do. They can't play you as well as you can. What they may be able to do is cast aside their self-doubt better. They may be able to bring the best of themselves to the table better than you can. And that's what we're going to talk about today. That's the elephant in the room. The epidemic of people purposefully making themselves feel uncomfortable in order to make other people feel more comfortable. Does that sound familiar? How many of you do that? How many of you make yourselves smaller so that other people can feel bigger? And I know it's hard. I've been told so many times in my life, Jason, you're too loud. You talk too much. You volunteer too much. You take up too much space. You tell too many stories. You name drop too much. I get that feedback all the time. And it's hard for me to filter it out. But you know what? A lot of that feedback is based purely on jealousy. Yeah, I said it. It's based on jealousy. It took me a long time to be comfortable enough in my own skin to voice my opinion, to voice my dissension when I disagree, and to champion things when I do agree. It took me a long time because I wanted to be liked. I wanted to be a part of something. You know what? More than wanting to be liked, I didn't want to be disliked. And what I did was I diluted myself. I watered myself down. How many of you do that? How many of you take your best traits? The reason that your family forgives you when you mess up is because they love you that much. Because of those best traits. Well, how many of you water those down? How many of you are on the opposite side of the spectrum? You're told all the time, you gotta speak up more. You gotta speak your mind more. You gotta be more like this person. You gotta be more extrovert. But who are they to tell you that? They're jealous. They're jealous that you think more than they do. They're jealous that you think before you speak. The person who you are, when you are at your best, is all you need to be. That's it. That's it. And here's the problem. Many of us lower our bar. We lower our standards. We lower our best so that other people can succeed. We fail so that they can succeed. We lose so that they can win. We don't take credit for our own victory. We credit the team when the team didn't really do it. So, how do you combat that? How do you prevent that from happening? How do you maintain the values that you hold dear, the values of your organization, and still be yourself? Well, first, if your values and your organization's values, if they don't gel, you're in the wrong position. So that's first and foremost. But you see, equity, diversity, and inclusion are incredibly important in today's society. diversity doesn't mean anything if there's not inclusion. It's the inclusion of different types of thought, different lifestyles, different ways of viewing the world, different life experiences. That's inclusion when we listen to those things. Well, guess what? Your opinion and who you are should also be included. So by sacrificing who you are so that everybody else gets a voice but you don't, you're not being very inclusive, are you? So here's my recommendation. I want you to think of yourself like a cup of water, okay? Look, I've got a mug right here. Think of yourself like a mug full of water. This is all of who you are. That's 100% of who you are. Well, don't change who you are, but there are certain parts of yourself that work better in some situations than others. So maybe this is the amount of yourself you need in one room. Maybe that's the amount of yourself you need in another room. Maybe this is the amount of stuff you need in another room. It's all you. You're not sacrificing who you are. You're just putting on a different shirt, wearing different shoes. I don't wear dress shoes when I play golf, and I certainly don't wear my golf shoes when I go out to dinner. But both sets of shoes feel very comfortable on me. I chose them for a reason. So you need to decide, what shoes do you need to bring with you? And then you get to look in your closet and say, I could wear any of this. I don't have to limit myself in order to fit. I hope this is helpful, and I hope it makes sense. Because who you are matters. Why you are matters. And the more of that you bring forward, the more valuable you are to the world. So stop making yourself uncomfortable for the sake of others. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about something that's going to piss a lot of you off. So I'm just giving you a warning. If today's topic bothered you, you're going to hate tomorrow. But it's something that needs to be said. As always, if you want to hear more about this, you can like and subscribe to this channel. Make sure you don't miss a single episode, and you can find my email right here to join my newsletter or to reach me at any time. I hope you have a wonderful day today. I'm looking forward to Friday because it's my wife's birthday tomorrow, and I'm going to say something that's totally going to bother you. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining. Bye now.